Oh yeah, we in all right. Back at it again. Another night, another video. And tonight I want to talk about how to choose the right MOS in the military.
Thank you for your service.
For civilians, that's your job. All right, that's all it is. Fancy word for job. Military, occupational specialty. So what I see on the internet and what I hear from people that's in right now, um, let's cut straight to it, okay? So most people would tell you the smart decision, right? Get a job that has skills that transfers to the civilian world. Smart choice. Other people will say, do what makes you happy. Other people chose to be a grunt. Did a 20, enjoyed it, had a great life, still have a great life, and it's no problem. Other people who are in would tell you, I have a labor intensive job. Um, we don't get any other credit. We get all the blame, and it's not that fun. I want to reclass. That happens a lot too. But I'm gonna take it from maybe two or three different perspectives. So follow along with me.
Follow me.
The first one is I'm coming in and I don't really know what I want to do in life. Say you're a young guy. At 18, I didn't want to do anything but play football, go to the NFL, or rap. I was part of the culture. The culture had a strong grip around my neck, and that's all I wanted to do. But I knew one thing: I was good with my hands. I was smart. I can pick up any skill, and I can learn anything pretty fast. So if I was 18 again, choosing the MOS, I would look at it like this: is this something I want to do for the next 20 years? Do I want to retire out, or am I going in for a specific reason? College, skill, whatever. If that's the case, I'm gonna tell you that's not the best way to look at it all the time, because once you get in, a lot of things gonna change. You may say, I want to do another contract. I want to do another contract. You may get on down the road and decide this not for me anymore. You may get on down the road and decide, hey, best job I ever had. It has its ups and downs, but I love it. I'm gonna do the full 20. From being a young guy and choosing that job, not knowing what I really want to do, I'm going to say, do the thing that you can see yourself doing for the next 20 years. Okay. Because you're going to get a lot of opportunities. You're going to get a lot of things thrown at you. You're going to get put into leadership positions once you hit a certain lane, and it's going to change your perspective about a lot. So do something you can see yourself doing for the next 20 years. I'm going to say this: a lot of people who think just because they're in a labor intensive job, it's going to be like that forever. It's not. Someday you're going to be in the office. Someday you're going to be teaching other soldiers, and it's going to be a lot less labor than it was when you first started out. Almost with any job like that. Eventually, you're going to get put into a managerial role. Eventually, you're going to get placed into a leadership role, and that labor part of it, you're going to miss it. Because I know I do sometimes. So yes, if you're a young guy trying to figure out what to choose, I don't really know where I want to go. If you're good with your hands, choose a support role where you get to fix on things, or you get to drive trucks, or you get to work on weapon systems or something like that. Choose that. If you're somebody who's very intellectually gifted, I'm gonna say choose the medical field. Choose something like that, cybersecurity, something like that that goes into a civilian role. That way, later on down the road, just say you do decide to do 20. Well, I still have a skill that I've been doing for the last 20 years that I'm exceptional at. That's the biggest thing for me. Choose something that I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to have a desire to be exceptional in it, because that's going to lead you on a path to success, whether you stay in or you get out. Just being honest. All right. The second perspective I want to look at is, maybe you're like me and you already have life experience. You're 24, 25, 26, or older. You have life experience. You've worked those jobs. Maybe you have a degree, don't enlist, but maybe you have a degree and you still want to enlist. What I would say is, just from what I understand, people who have knowledge, education, or prior skills before joining the military, Do something that tied into the thing you were doing before. Don't be like me. I was mainly in the finances on the civilian side. Then I went blue collar and got a trade and got a skill. And I didn't have any knowledge about what I'm doing now. But I knew I could learn fast. I knew I could pick it up. And I knew once I got it, I could teach others. That was the thing for me. What I would say kind of hindered my growth a little bit was if I had already just say I had went paralegal, or if I had went in the finance aspect, I would have been a lot better off because that's something I already have background in. That would have been something that I could take from my civilian experience and I could transfer over to the army and be like, oh, I'm already familiarized with this subject matter. And these are the things I learned. These are the things that I know that work. These are the things that I can add to the organization. These are some things that don't work. You know what I'm saying? Do something that ties into the prior experience you already have because it's going to make you a lot more efficient. It's going to help you grow a lot faster. And it's also going to help you like once you get promoted and you get to I would say more difficult work, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I wish I had done. Not saying I wanted to stay in a white collar role in the office role. I'm just being honest. I'm rough around the edges. I know myself pretty well now. I like being outside. I like working with my hands. I like getting dirty. I like all of those things. It doesn't bother me. So I knew like the path I chose in the beginning, I was gonna end up here. So I should have just stuck with this first, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a lot of guys who worked construction on the outside, get in the army, and because they're already familiar with these tools, this equipment, how certain concepts work. They're very efficient at their job, very, very, very good at their job. And I think that prior knowledge has a lot to do with it and that prior experience. And the third perspective is some people come in from a messed up situation and they know I'm never going back home. Maybe I don't have the best situation outside of this. Maybe I don't have as much support outside of this. And all I got to rely on and depend on is me. So I know I'm doing this for 20. I know for sure I'm riding this thing all the way out. Whether you're a grunt or a pogue, this is what I'll say. Whether you choose to be a grunt or a pogue, this is what I'll say. If you're going to do those 20, you're going to end up in a leadership position. So do the thing that makes you happy. Even I'm gonna go out and say this, even if you're not that good at it, because you can get better. You can learn more. There's free education. There's all kind of classes, things you like, opportunities that will present themselves to you that you won't even know about. But if you are truly passionate and love what you do, you will learn to love even the bad times about it. And if you're gonna do the 20, hey, I love what I do, so it don't even matter. You see what I'm saying? When you have a job that you're so passionate about, you want to learn every aspect of it, the ins, the outs. Once you get into that leadership role, it's going to be even easier to teach other soldiers, especially on the days where morale isn't that high, or things aren't going your way, or you having soldiers who just making your life hard. Let's be honest. Um, you're still going to have so much passion for what you're doing for the organization that you're going to be able to stick out those bad times. You're going to be able to weather the storm. You're going to be able to go throughout and really see it from a balanced perspective, right? You're going to see this thing like different from a lot of people because they just look at it as a job, whereas to you, it's what I always wanted to do. It's been my passion my whole life. I love building things, or I love weapons, and I love blowing things up, and I love like just destructive activity. I love going out there being with my guys in the dirt, in the suck. It's cold, it's windy, it's hot, it's sweaty, whatever it is. You're passionate about that, and that's the thing that you know you can see yourself doing until you retire. You may do more than 20, who knows? But when choosing the MOS, keep those things in mind, man. I wanted to keep this short and sweet because I don't want to make it too long because it's so many jobs in the army. It's so many opportunities, so many schools, things I got voluntold to do that I was like, man, that I end up doing, and it was one of the best times of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. The memories you make, the bonds that you form, the friends that you make, things like that. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, you're not gonna get it on the outside as a civilian. You're not. You're not, man. It's cutthroat out there. I'm telling y'all, because I was in the majority of my adult life. It's cutthroat out there in the civilian world. It's almost every man for himself for real. So in this organization, it's not so much like that. I'm just being honest. I haven't too much seen that. A lot of times it may feel like that, but there's always going to be somebody, if not a team leader, squad leader, platoon sergeant, platoon leader. Somebody is going to be there to try to pick you up and help you, battle buddies, whatever, and help you keep going on the way that you want to go. Somebody going to always help you remember your why. And that's what I want to leave y'all with today. Like, when choosing the MOS, man, just make sure you remember your why. The three different perspectives, whether you young and you don't have any experience, or you're a little bit older and you have life experience, or you come in this thing knowing like, I'm gonna do that full 20. I'm gonna knock them out. Like, straight up. Keep these things in mind. If you want me to elaborate on some of the other things I spoke on in this video, just drop it down in the comments below. I always read the comments. I'm always checking them out, seeing what y'all got to say, if y'all say anything. And that's all I have for y'all today. All right. So have a great night. I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day again. I'm out.